My name's Nick+Smith. I'm doing my Pecha Kucha on modern alleyways. Alleyways are separate from roads in that most cars will not travel on them, and they can be useful, but in most cases they're seen as barely lit areas with trash and vulnerable to crime. The history of the modern alleyway is mainly Chicago and other large cities on the eastern coast. In middle-class areas, the streets were represented respectable fronts, while the servants and the suppliers usually traveled through the alleyways. And in working-class alleyways, there's usually stores and that. This is a picture of Georgetown alleyways in Washington, D.C. Dallas currently has around 1,400 miles of alleyways citywide, and Chicago over the last century has had over 90% of the residential blocks containing alleyways. Uses of alleyways are property access by letting you pass through buildings, get through to others or housing, garbage and recycling collection like the picture shows, and they can be used to hold public and private utility routes such as water, electric, and phone. Also, alleyways can be used for stormwater management. The picture shows a permeable alley, which the water is allowed to seep through the gravel and into the sewer system. Alleyways can also do energy conservation and glare reduction by reducing light pollution and glare in a city. This is a picture of a food alley. These are mainly in Korea and other Oriental countries. There are corridors that just have multiple booths, stalls, and different types of food. It's very good for tourism. The problem with alleyways are the overgrowth caused by trees and vegetation, which block off access. Structures such as buildings, overhangs, poles, which also block off access. And the corners and intersections can be hard for the vehicles such as the garbage trucks to travel through them. Alley conditions in some places are generally poor. In Dallas in 2012, their ranking system said that 53% of alleyways were satisfactory, and with the current budget, that percentage is expected to drop to 37% by 2020. Crime in alleyways. The architect Oscar Newman did a study to see why neighborhoods suffered higher crime rates than those without alleyways. He discovered that there's neighborhoods that have defensible space like cul-de-sacs and that, and also ones that have permeable spaces like alleyways, which help crime. And gated alleys would help combat this crime, but they could be seen as good as a bad thing, because do they lock, or do they protect a space or restrict freedom and travel? Do they create a safe place to live, or do they keep other people out?